All right, now we're ready. Hemi Challenger, Ramon, what's going on, fellas? Thanks for chiming in. I appreciate it. Mike, what's going on? You know it's Strace car things. Can't have y'all checking out my closet. Amber 345 Vinny, what's going on? We'll give people a couple more minutes here, and then we'll get into what we usually do. I rattle my gums, and you guys start hitting me up in the chat. I am not going to Ocean City for Cruise Week. Just the nightmares I hear about Ocean City when there's a bunch of loud cars down there. It just sounds like there's too many tickets flying for me. Oh, you ain't got to worry about electric car on this channel. There ain't no electric cars going to be on this one. That's for sure. Dodge will come around once. Well, here we are, 9 o'clock. So Dodge will come back around. Right? They did this back in the 70s, right? Because the gas crisis happened. Everybody went small cars. Dodge went small cars. Fast forward 2008, 2009, they start making Hemis again, right? So Dodge will come around. Someone will come up with a good way, better way, cheaper way. Hang on one sec. So a better, cheaper way of making either super low carbon footprint gas or zero carbon footprint gas. We talked about this a couple times. So Porsche and actually Donut Media did a whole video on what Porsche is doing for a zero emission regular gasoline by using air. They take the carbon dioxide out of the air, whiz bang, do some scientific magic, and high octane gas comes out the other end. So it's zero emissions. So as soon as you drive your car, the factory sucks up the CO2 and creates more gas. So we'll see. Dodge will come back around. They'll come back around or they'll die. Let's be honest. And all of us YouTubers are saying, and all you guys are saying in the comments, they're either going to come back around or they're going to die. Waiting on an install price from Dave on forging in a cam. Nice. Hoping it's reasonable. I hear you. How many challenges? Cam and forge and everything. That's a lot of work, man. Tearing the engine all the way down, putting it all back together again, putting the cam in there and stuff. When I did the swap, man, it's a lot of work. Taking it out, tearing it down, putting it back together, putting it back in, getting it tuned. Yeah, it's It's definitely a boatload of work, no doubt about it. I'm not sure. I tried to capture as much as I could on the videos when I was doing the swap, but it's a it's a it's a butt ton of work. Yeah, I hear you, Vinny. And really, it's the crackdown that they've been doing in Ocean City. It's just they've been cracking down on folks. So yeah, yeah. Back to Dodge again. They're making dumb moves, but they did the same thing in the gas crisis. Hopefully they're around long enough they can flip the script. Hydrogen is another possible fuel as well. There's people looking into hydrogen as well. So something's going to come out. There's just no doubt about it. Ford is too interested in it. Chevy is too interested in it. All the supercars are interested in some kind of hydrogen, zero carbon emission gas. They're all into it. It's just who's going to figure it out, who's going to make it cheap, and how cheap can they make it. Jay, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for chiming in. I appreciate it. Um, I wouldn't be so quick to say alternative fuels. I think the oil folks have a lot of power. The car manufacturers still have some power. Um, I wouldn't go far as say that they won't, uh, but I personally don't see it happening. I see something coming. Somebody's going to figure it out, and whoever it is going to make a lot of money. I think. But you have a point. Money isn't electric at this point, but um, really, until we improve our infrastructure to handle everyone having electric cars, I see it. Electric cars becoming a problem, not a solution. But we'll see. Yeah, I got you, Hemi Challenger. It's good that you almost got all the parts because parts still hard to come by, especially with the EPA cracking down on people again. Finding performance parts is difficult, and getting them in any kind of decent time frame is almost impossible. Not sure who was waiting on an install cam and internals playing on 10 to 12K. Yep, that's a pretty good shot right there. Yeah, Ramon. Yeah, I know I keep going back and forth in the chat, but I'm just trying to keep up with keep up with the chat for a minute. Um, yeah, yeah, we'll see the prices when they come out for that electric Dodge. We'll see, but the whole noise making thing. Anyway, I got you, Mike. That's true to an extent, Jay. That's true to an extent. But something's going to bust somehow, some way. Something's going to come around, and V8s are gonna wind up sticking around. Probably not as many, but I think the V8 isn't going away anytime soon. Mike, they're closing power plants around you, but I'm like, Tesla needs you. No kidding, right? And I bet you those power plants, I bet you they were fossil fuel plants. I I I, I bet $1. Uh, gosh, hang on. Bean, you're either staying in or you're staying out. One or the other. Come on. of dogs, that's for sure. Trying to get a couple track runs in before the snow flies here. Yep. Short window on good air up here in Northeast Ohio. Yeah, that's for sure. I'm originally from Pennsylvania, so October-ish, beginning of November, that's when the snow starts flying. Uh, I'm with you, Jay. It doesn't make sense, but the government is shoving them down people's throats. So, like I said, something's going to bust sooner or later. They spent millions rebuilding one to burn garbage coal. Oh gosh, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm for the environment, right? We need to protect our environment, but shutting down cars. I mean, arguably, they're probably one of the top, carbon producing things out there, but there's a whole lot of factories out there. And you know what? There's a boatload of other countries, China, Russia, that just keep burning fossil fuels. So, we can do our part, but if the rest of the world's not doing their part, it's not going to work. Anyway, all right, get out of the political business. So let's get to shake and bake. Let's get to the real nitty gritty of the chat, the shake and bake. So I'm on vacation this weekend and next weekend, so there won't be videos. Will be a little slow, if any at all, the next week. But I did take the car down to Fredericksburg. So Dave and Mac have the car. They're gonna get her 100% dialed in. So when I get back the week after, she's going to be 100%, well, maybe not 100% dialed in, but better dialed in than she is right now. Because, well, it may be all the way dialed in, because they're going to, not only are they going to do some street tuning, they're also going to possibly go to Colonial Beach and do some 8th mile to get the front half dialed in. Because that's where I'm having the problem. The back half's not the problem. The front half is where we're having the problem. So they're gonna deal with that, try and figure it out the best they can. And when I get back, then it's we got one weekend, and then it's the Modern Street Hemi Shootout over there in Maryland International Raceway. So yeah, we got some things coming. It's just it's gonna take a little time. So that's where we're at with Shake and Bake and me. So we're going to be out all of next week. I won't be back till Monday, I think it's like the 8th, I think. 7th or 8th. We may come back Sunday. 8th or 9th. We'll be back the 8th or 9th. So there you go. That's where I was Shake and Bake. Trying to get her dialed in. Make sure she's good to go with ice and without ice, because Mike hits me. My buddy Mike kills me every time I make a run without ice. But hey, ice is expensive, believe it or not. When you talk about 35 pounds of ice, anywhere from $15 to $20 a run. Yeah, and yes, I got the ice box. I get it. And you get the ice box to run the ice box. But hey, times are tough. Anyway. Only make up 13% of the world's population. Yeah. I am retired. But I'm not always on vacation, because I'm also working while I'm retired. So saving up some of them ducats for when I really do sit in my rocking chair on my porch and hang out. But eventually I'll be retired, and I'll be done. It's going to have the mac sauce, and we are looking at going back to possibly shooting some nitrous too. I want to see what it does on blower before we start doing nitrous, because right now we kind of have a little rift going on IG with some folks that portend they have a 5.7. Now I don't know. It could be a 5.7 still. I don't know. I don't know what they got done to the motor, but they are saying it's a true 5.7. And they also pretend that we have a similar setup, which we don't. Our setups they're not terribly different, but they're significantly different. So I'm not mentioning any names. If y'all want to go into the IG and check it out, you can see it on IG. But so the person has a F1A94 with a Holley high ram, but he's got the 5-inch, the big thick tick intercooler, which makes a huge difference. Believe it or not, it makes a huge difference. The bigger intercooler. Not only that, he's got a bigger supercharger than me, and I'm only a tenth behind him. They ran a 981, 982, something like that, and I'm running 9.9s. So I'm a tenth behind you on a baby blower, on a smaller blower. So anyway, that's why Mac and Dave are getting the car dialed in, because we want to shake up the IG community a little bit and start throwing our weight. So you're going to start seeing more spoilers on Instagram. Hopefully that'll push more people to the channel too. But yeah, you're going to see a lot of time slips, probably some draggy videos on IG, because we're gonna flex our muscles a little bit on IG. I haven't done that. I mean, I posted some slips and stuff like that, but I haven't really poked anybody like Mac and Dave are kind of getting poked, which is interesting because Mike does 95% of the mechanic work on the car, and Mac has done, well, all right, maybe 90, 10, 85, 15, somewhere around there. Mac has done some mechanical work on the car, but Mike has done most of it, and Dave does the tuning. So anyway, so that's where we're at with Shake and Bake. Let's get back to the chat real quick. Hughes, V8 will be gone. With turbocharging hybrids, V8s aren't needed. I believe ICE will be around. However, there's no need for the V8. Decent. That's true. Now, I don't have anything against the V6s or the inline sixes or the turbocharged V6s or the twin turbocharged V6s. You can make a lot of, you make a lot of power with a V6. You can make a lot of power with a 4-cylinder. I get it, but I think, and I could be wrong, but I think there's enough, like Jay said, there's enough consumers out there that still want V8s. That there might not be as many around, but there's still gonna be a few around. Now they may be limited to 1 or 2 manufacturers, but I think the V8 will be around for a while yet. I do need an ice machine at the house and a big cooler and a way to carry it. That's for sure. So the problem with dry ice is the ice tank is inside the car. And when dry ice warms up, what's it create? Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. So if there's any leaks in there anywhere, or whenever you open up your ice tank, it's full of carbon dioxide. So I think that's why a majority of people don't use dry ice. How many challenger got you making that side hustle to keep the toys top notch? You know it, 100%. I got you, Hugh, but I'm so far down the Pro Charger route now. I'm with you. I get it. Turbos is the way to go. I get it, but I'm kind of too far down this road at this point. Maybe later But at this point, yeah, I'm sticking with the Pro Charger for now. Jay's talking about Hue and the new Hurricane. Yeah, yeah. The V6s, inline sixes, and 4 cylinders. You can make a whole bunch of power with those cars too. But like I said, I think there's enough appetite to keep for someone to keep ice V8 ice engines around. I think there's enough. We'll see. I got you. I got you, Mike. All right, Jay. I know you're a turbo guy too. That's true. I got you, Hugh. It is the government, but I still think there's enough consumers around to to keep them around a little bit longer. Jay's buying all the Hemis he can get. Oh, Eric, what'd you miss? EPA and tree hugger BS. That about wraps it up, Mike. And a little bit of shake and bake talk. You didn't miss a whole lot. And I do try and stay out of the political conversations. Y'all know that. I don't get into the political conversations. I try not to. And what's going on, buddy? You're about to be in that race car owner too, man. You're getting there with everything you got going on. Hashtag I'm not going to sell my Hellcat for R8. I hear you. That's a good point too, Jay. That's a good point. It's a regulatory entity. It's not a law making entity. It's not an executive or judiciary part of the government. But we'll see. We'll see. That's just my personal opinion. You guys can beat me up on my personal opinion, but I think the V8 is going to stick around in some shape or form. I don't think it's going anywhere soon. Now, like I said, you may be stuck with a different manufacturer than Dodge for the time being, but anyway. Up in the air about going turbos or supercharger. Roads are rough around here. Yeah, yeah. Well, it depends where you hang the turbo too. If you're going with the Hellion kit where it's up underneath the car, it's gonna lower your stuff quite a bit, or not quite a bit, but a little bit. Um, so there is always that. 100%, Jay. They're not commissioned to make laws. Yeah. And it's eyeing that R8, man. He wants that R8. Though they are nice. They're nice cars, 100%, no doubt about it. But yeah, shake and bake, man. I'm not sure who rattled some cages, but someone rattled some cages, and we got a little IG beef going on. So like I said earlier, I know I'm repeating myself. I'm running out of stuff in the chat, but but yeah, we got us a little internet beef on the fastest 5.7. And to be honest, they're not the fastest. If you're looking at straight just a 5.7 and irregardless of transmission or anything else behind it, I've said this many times on the channel. I think it's crazy house or crazy horse performance on YouTube with a Dakota with a 5.7 stock bottom end 5.7. They just gapped the rings. So they did go and gap the rings, but everything else was stock 5.7. And I believe it was turbo 400 they had as a transmission. I don't think it was a power glide. I think it was a turbo 400, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to go back and watch the video again. But they ran 9.6s. So claiming you have some record, you don't. You don't. Oh yeah, Jay, you know we're gonna turn it up a little bit. Now I'm not trying to make no enemies. I'm gonna make it somewhat cordial as I can. Not sure what those two guys are gonna do, but I'm gonna try and keep it as cordial as I can. Uh, Dakotas are super light. Yeah, Jay. Jay knows. He's building a Dakota himself. Um, Dakotas are super light. I'm sure it's low 3000s, I bet, give or take. I'm not sure, Jay. And I don't think they ever weighed that Dakota. I'd have to go back and look at the video again and see. Oh, you think they weigh 2800? That's super light. They're lighter than what I thought. I thought they were like, 32, 3300. But yeah, if it's 2800, that's super light. No, 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 no. It's not Crazy House Performance that the IG beef is with. uh, so I'll say it. I'm not going to put it in the chat, but I'll say it. KH underscore performance on IG. There you go. I'll say it one more time. KH underscore performance on IG. Check out their IG, and that's where it starts. All right, and through and through the names out there, and I put out the other IG name out there. So there you go. Um, his is, I think, Demery's is THR Response Racing or something like that. I think. Um, so yeah, you can check those two out. Yes, they're a tenth faster than me. Their car is lighter than me. They have a bigger blower than me. They have a bigger intercooler than me. So our setups are not similar at all. Um. Anyway. Oh man, you know it. You know it. I'm with you, Ant. I'm 100%. I gotta admit, I did get my panties in a wad when I seen he went with the setup that I've been talking about going for months. He just beat me to the punch, which is I guess is okay, but it was just anyway. Ant, just dropping names in the chat. It's all good. No, Jay, I definitely don't want to spray it now. We'll make this a blower war. And yes, he's got a bigger blower than me, and yes, he's lighter than me. But hey, spray is coming eventually. Don't get me wrong. We're eventually going to spray. There's no doubt about that. But because if I was to spray now, they'd be like, "Oh, he's spraying. That's why he's going fast." I don't want that. I want this to be car mano y mano, car. Not the same setup because we don't have the same setup, but blower versus blower. Yeah, Eric, I hear you. I hear you. I shouldn't have said anything until I was ready to do it. I hear you, Ant. Spray, kick their ass, and just sit back and relax. I hear you. I hear you. You bring up the best conversation. Now, I mean, we're talking about Dakotas now. When is a truck not a truck? You could raise that same question for all the Hemis out there. When is a Hellcat not a Hellcat? When is a Scat Pack not a Scat Pack? When is a 5.7 not a 5.7? Right? Yeah. And then it goes into the stroker conversation, which I don't want to get back into again, by the way. But I'm 100% with you, Hugh. Even right when you take all the seats out, when a car is a car, right? Is a car still a car? When you do the same thing, take out the soundproofing, you tub it, sway bars, fenders, is it still a car? Right. So the same question, right? Anyway. I'm with you, Jay. Uh-oh. Jay wants to get back into the 5.7 game. Put forged internals. I hear you, Jay. I hear you, buddy. We may make this a pretty decent rivalry, and you may have to come into the fray. That's also a good question, Ant. When is a streetcar not a streetcar anymore? 100%. That's I get it. I get it. Oh, there's no doubt about we can. If that last ice run would have been a good run, that was looking to be probably in the 9.8, 9.7 range. I bet if that would have been a good run. Yeah, RT Life's about to get his car. I've been talking to him. He's about to get his car back, but he's not much of a drag racer. He's more of a news guy now. Like I said, he's making a living from YouTube, so he's got to go where the views are and where people are watching on YouTube. And car content just really, in the grand scheme of things, car modification and drag strip content's just it's just not there anymore, unless you're already big, like Cletus and some of the other folks. But yeah, sooner or later I'll get down to Florida, or he'll get up here, and we'll look at getting some runs in eventually. And eights are bust. Hey, you might be able to get 70,000 out of it. You run an eight. All right, I got you, Jay. Sunday at Capitol. There you go. And it's going to be at Capitol on Sunday. Hey, if you see them two out there, and tell them I'm coming for them. Yeah, when he gets his charger back, he said he's going to do a few things, but nothing really huge. And I'm with you, Mike. I liked when he was doing the car content too, but if you're doing YouTube for a living, like I said, you got to chase the views, and the car mods have been done 1,000 times over, and there's a lot of much bigger fish in the pond when it comes to drag racing that yeah, the views just aren't there for him. So Again, he's making a living off YouTube, so he's got to make his money. I know you. I know. The only reason I made that video really, well, one, he did kind of get under my skin just a tad, but really, I just needed some filler content, and I appreciate all of the support that I got from that video. Really all of the comments were all positive and pointing in the right direction, and I appreciate it. When am I going back to the track? What did I say? Probably it'll be the 13th, 14th, or 15th when I get back to the track. And then the Hemi shootout is the 21st or 22nd. So yeah, I won't be back to the track until that Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. And I haven't even looked at the schedule to see what's out there. It's a little bit too far out for me to look at, but Ramon, that's the next I'll be at the track. So like I said, content's going to be a bit weak. Probably nothing next week. The week after, I may look at trying to do a couple filler videos to get the content back up for the race videos coming in the weekend. But yeah, it's going to be slow for a little bit. And so next week, no Wednesday Night Live next week. At least I don't intend to. If I try and do it from, I really can't do it from Tennessee. I just don't have the bandwidth there. We don't have high-speed internet, and my phone doesn't even come in up there. So yeah, no chat next week. Yeah, like I said, the cop videos is just his way of getting views and making money on YouTube. To be honest, he likes doing the car content stuff, but it just it doesn't pay really. It really doesn't pay. My God, you got a ticket today. Oh Lord. And don't worry, I'll ask Kyle if he wants to line up. Make him rethink his tuning strategy. All right, Ed. Just poke. Don't punch the bear. Just poke him just a little bit. Tell him I'll be back. Like I said, I'll be back that weekend, 13th, 14th, and 15th. And again, they can make it as much beef as they want. Me, I just want to go out there, have fun, race, and do what we do. You know what I mean? But yeah, poke them. Poke them just a little bit. Eric, how much weight can you pull out of shake and bake? So I've been leaving the back seat in there because it's just some foam and spring. So they don't weigh very much, really, the back seat. But now it's just really I take out the front seat because the spare tire is already out because the ice tank's in the back. But for you guys that still have spare, you can take the front seat out, the back seat out, the spare out. And that's the furthest I've gone weight reduction. I haven't done anything else. So I still have my sway bars and all that stuff. So I haven't gone that far to lighten the car up. I know you keep beating me up for the talk show. I am going to make that happen. I just got to figure it out. It's just life just keeps getting in the way of me trying to figure it out. There we go. Hey, if he comes, hey, ask him if they plan on coming to the rental. We can get some fun runs in on the rental. I'm hoping so. I really would like to run the 9.5 class with you, Ant. That's really where I would like to be. If we can get the car dialed in the week before the shootout, and maybe if I can get Dave down there at the rental, if I'm having problems and get Dave down at the rental, maybe we can get it dialed in. But that's really what I would like to do for the Modern Street Hemi shootout is run the 9.5 class. But if I have to run the 10.0 class, I'll run the 10.0 class. It's not a big deal. Quick tech question: all-wheel drive 5.7, say Pursuit of the last 6-7. Do you know how much the transfer case can take? I don't, but I tell you what, ask Mac Built on IG. I think he's still on silent mode. He may be still on silent mode, but him and Dave, or ask Dave, EFI Specialties on Instagram as well. Ask Dave. That's a good question for Dave. They have an all-wheel drive Pursuit 5.7. I believe it's a 5.7. But yeah, ask Dave or Mac. They would be a much better person to ask than me, to be honest. They do have some lightweight parts. What is it? The front bumper stuff. They got light aluminum front bumper stuff, and there's some other stuff they have. Yeah. Oh, you're not doing it. You're going heavyweight. Oh, you're going to play with the big boys. You're not doing the 9.5, going heavyweight. Play with the big boys out there. Yeah, I do believe they are in the 500 range too, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that all-wheel drive launch is crazy. Crazy. I don't want to riot. I just want, a friendly, cordial rivalry. How about that? For me, it's all in fun and games because, and you know me, win, lose, or draw, I put my videos up there anyway. Not that I like to lose, but there's always somebody faster, right? And you know what? If I lose to them, I lose to them. Hey, it is what it is. We'll come back next year, spray the house down, and then they'll have to catch up. John is mandating you run 117. Okay, and I got you. Yeah, I got you, Mike. Yep. I may look into some of that stuff, but I don't know. We'll see. But Ant, 8 something tune, man. That's fast. Someone's got to put Stark in his place. Yeah, it'll be curious to see how fast he goes. Yeah, because that heavyweight class, that's the big boys there. Them dudes are flying. And you may want to watch running an 8. They may want to have you with a cage. So be careful running an 8. Yeah, but it's Modern Street Hemi Shootout are always fun. Everyone I've ever been to always had a good time, always had fun. Um, I'm terrible at the pro tree. It is what it is. I'm slow. I'm old. I'm slow, but I always have fun there. It's always fun. How close am I to Easton, Maryland? I'm not really sure. Let me do a Google map real quick. No. Google Maps. So about an hour. Oh no! There it is. Woo! I thought I lost y'all. Thought I lost y'all there for a minute. So I am about an hour from Easton, Maryland. Yeah, Jay, did you ever get the intake figured out? Inquiring minds want to know. Specifically, Ant and I at this point. Oh my! All right, running out of topics. I need some topics. All right, Jay, going test both of them on Friday. Awesome. Supposed to go to a big truck pull in November. Oh, that'd be cool. I have to look into that. Easton, Maryland. I have to look into that. Remind me of that. When we get a little bit closer, I may go to that. I love watching monster truck pull, big truck pulls. Trent, whenever I hear about the silly battery powered Teslas doing nines, all I think about is in the late 60s with low 23 plus supercharger. One of them 60s beasts can roast any of those battery cars. I hear you. But there's no doubt those electric cars are fast. Some of the electric cars are fast. It is what it is. Gotcha, Jay. Gotcha, Jay. I'm interested to see the comparison. Just not necessarily on the dyno, but on the track. I'd like to see the difference between the two. Any plans November battle of the brands? Sure, I'll go. I'll be there for that too. Um, I love to support Dan and the MSHS team as much as I can. Vacuum leak due to poor sealing. I got you. I got you, Jay. Well, hopefully it doesn't do it to you again. You got it all figured out. Yeah, we definitely got to beat up on some yotes. I don't know how many of those fast yotes I can beat up on, but you know me, I'll line up and do my best. Jay, as long as he keeps his car together, he's gonna go. But yeah, I'm gonna go. Absolutely, 100%. Definitely gonna go. Um, get in as much racing until the end of the year as I can. Well, and I had his nitrous bottle for a while, but I finally gave it back to him because I wasn't using any of it. But it sat in my garage for a long time. Matter of fact, it reminds me, um, and I'm gonna have to try and swing out your way sometime tomorrow to drop your tool back off because I'm gonna be gone for a week and a half. That's a good one, Heavy Challenger. I like that. Electric car and speed is like comparing a grill to a microwave. Microwave cooks faster, but no one ever wished for a microwave burger. That's for sure. 100%. Take extra bottles. 100%, Mike. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna go back to nitrous. It's just it probably, I say probably, possibly next year. I doubt I'll do it this year, but you know, Mac talks me into all kinds of craziness, so we may very well put the 50 shot back in there and see what happens. And drunk as F, frozen White Castle minis in the freezer. I challenge that statement. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, no kidding, right? White Castles, White Castles in the freezer. All right, come on, guys. We got 10 more minutes. How many quarter mile runs are you able to get out of a 10-pound nitrous bottle using a 50 shot nozzle? I want to say there was like 3 or 4 pounds left in the bottle when I got it filled, and I ran, gosh, 7 to 10, somewhere around in that range, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was about 7 to 10, 7 to 10 passes, and it still had a couple pounds in the bottle. Yeah, I hear you, Mike. It's just terrible. All these tracks closing down, and then the EPA cracking down on speed shops. No one wants to be a speed shop with the EPA cracking down on them. So I got mine filled at a well, it used to be. I think it used to be a speed shop, but now they do a lot of snow plows and stuff like that in Annapolis, right out there by Mike's old work is where I got it filled, and it was $8 a pound, $9 a pound. It's like $8 or $9 a pound. So Jay's saying 4 to 6. So I'm guessing I was probably right. Probably 7 to 10, and like I said, there was still a couple pounds in there. Mike says he's got like 500 shots. Yeah. and Ant's wanting to throw the nitrous on there already. Dang, Jay, I didn't realize you had that many bottles, man. No. Oh gosh. Now I gotta figure out where it's at. Hang on, I'll get it for you. Let me type this in real quick. See if I can put this in the chat. So, Ant, that's where I got it filled. SNS Auto Performance. Like I said, it's the street right after. Is it at right after Third Eye Blind Comics? I think it's the street right after you take a right after Third Eye Blind Comics, and then they're just down the road on the left hand side. But you can Google them and get the address. You're welcome, buddy. Yeah, yeah. I put mine in a cooler full of ice when I take it down there to get it all the way filled up. You definitely want to ice it down so it's nice and cold when they fill it up. It is right down the block from Mike. Yep, from where he used to be. $600 and golly, that's crazy. That's a lot of nitrous. That's a lot of nitrous. Yep, and his old shop. Yep, right down the street from him. Like I said, I think it's the street right after Third Eye Blind Comics. Take a right, and then it's like 100 yards, and it's on the left hand side. Uh, like I said, I think it was $9 a pound, and he did it. He did it tax free because he called it labor, so it was literally $9 a pound. Just tell him you're prior military. He'll hook you up. I did see the fireball. That was a big fireball. For those of y'all that are wondering what Ann and I are talking about is Jay turned his car into a fireball at MIR, and it's uh, uh, all over IG. So you can check out his IG, Three Pedal J, or if you go back in MIR back a little ways, they've put it on their IG several times, several times. That's IG. MIR still uses it, so it's kind of funny. All right, we're winding down the last 5 minutes, and it's getting kind of slow in the chat. So let's just kind of let's call this one a little bit early. What do y'all think? Come on, Jay. You know we're just funning you. We're just clowning you. But yeah, we're the last couple minutes here. Things are winding. don't make me don't make me break out my one liner. Don't make me break out the one liner again. I had everybody cracking up the last time I used it. But yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Call it a night. I appreciate everyone chiming in. Appreciate everyone keeping me going in the chat again. It's always fun going through the chat, answering people's questions the best of my knowledge. And like I said, we always have some great people in the chat. Between all of the mics that are in the chat, Ant, Jay, always someone in here has some experience with something or has some knowledge of something to pretty much answer everybody's questions. So if we can't answer it, we can more than likely point you in the right direction. But Mike, I appreciate it. All right, all right, Ant. Start the rivalry. Start poking them. Hey, tell them to DM me on Instagram, and we'll chat about it. But I appreciate everyone chiming in. Appreciate everyone supporting the channel, especially in that last video. They did get under my skin a little bit, but everyone was awesome in the comments, and I 100% appreciate it. You folks are the ones that really keep me going. But like I said, next Wednesday, no chat, because I'm probably not gonna. I won't have any high-speed internet to be able to do a live chat. So that's it for this one, folks. Stay tuned. Not next week, maybe the week after, where I may take the GoPros with me to Tennessee and maybe do a Tennessee cabin run, something about that. But stay tuned. More content coming. Just may take me a little bit. But that's it for this one, folks. Y'all have a great night. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you on the flip side. Adios.